Elemental Shamans are one of the best casters in Cataclysm, insane burst damage, easy gameplay, and big numbers. You got Wind Fury for spells now. These are your talents. As you can see, we are not taking the keystone talent Earthquake. You will only be using Earthquake in pools of more than 6 mobs, which are not very common in Cataclysm. There is a place to use Earthquake. You are gonna have to take Earthquake for some fights or if you're gonna farm dungeons, but for as long as boss fighting goes, you wanna sacrifice Earthquake for mobility in the enhancement tree right here. That is gonna translate into so much more DPS being able to move out of stuff than just a little more AoE. Again, if you want Earthquake, you can take one less point and get it. In my case, after I am done with farming dungeons, I'd never take it anymore. The damage isn't even that different if you don't have it, so yeah. Another thing you get for choosing this spec is Elemental Overload. Basically, there is a 16% chance that every lightning bolt, lava burst or chain lightning doubles your damage, just like a Wind Fury. You can even increase the chance with mastery rating. For prime glyphs, we are gonna take the glyph of Flame Shock for longer boom boom, the glyph of Lava Burst for stronger boom boom, and Unleash Lightning so we can move while we boom boom. Major glyphs are the Chain Lightning glyph, so the boom boom can hit 2 more targets, glyph of Lightning Shield, so it doesn't run out, and Stone Claw Totem because all the other glyphs are frankly even more useless. And minor glyphs are all useless, take whatever you like. I recommend these 3, but you don't have to take them, just whatever. Like if you wanna pick them off the first name on the phone book, do it. Your stat priority this time is extremely simple. You wanna get your hit cap of 17%. Remember that your elemental precision talent will turn spirit into hit, so spirit is a slightly better hit rating if you can get it. Then we go for intellect. Intellect is your best stat overall. You get spell power, you get crit, you get mana. Great stat for basically any caster, it's best in slot. Next is mastery and haste, which are worth exactly the same. And it makes sense because they serve the exact same purpose, getting more elemental overload procs so you can do more damage per minute. And finally crit. I know elemental shamans are known for big crits, but you really do not benefit from critting too much aside from the damage scaling, and you scale better with intellect anyway, so you get crit from that too. For reforging you wanna go either spirit if you are not hit capped or mastery rating if you are. Okay, now for your character setup, let's talk about the rotation. It is so simple. I have never made such a short and easy rotation here, but god, I love this spec. You gotta keep up your lightning shield, flame tongue, weapon, and searing totem up at all times. These are your self buffs. You can even make a weak aura so you don't forget. You start with a flame shock and you gotta refresh it for the burn every so often, and then you lava burst on cooldown. And next in priority is earth shock whenever you have more than 7 lightning shield charges, and in case you are wondering, you get lightning charges by using your filler spell Lightning Bolt, which is your next and last spell in the priority. And that's your damn whole rotation. You're right, that's 3 spells. Dead simple, big crits, make liberal boom kings cry. AoE rotation is also dead simple. You drop a magma totem in the ground and you spam thunderstorm and chain lightning on cooldown. If you are fighting 3 mobs or less, you can tag them with flame shock too. Now we are gonna talk about your cooldowns. Your bread and butter cooldown is Elemental Mastery. You pop it and you get an instant Lava Burst or Lightning Bolt on Chain Lightning. Now you may be thinking, yeah, you gotta use this for an instant Lava Burst because it is your biggest damage spell here, so you wanna burst a big knot into the screen, but no, because Lightning Bolt is a longer cast time, so you get more value from that. You can even make a macro to cast Elemental Mastery and Lightning Bolt at the same time, and you just replace your Lightning Bolt button for it and you will never forget to use it. Is it ideal? No, because when you are starting a pool you do want to use it for their first lava burst, but otherwise, yeah, you're gonna play 99% of the way there and you never think about it. Another cooldown is Fire Elemental Totem. It is just a flat DPS cooldown. Just drop it during the Bloodlust and make sure to chug a volcanic potion for extra intellect when you pop it, because it scales with your intellect. And you may be saying, what about the Earth Elemental? Well, get it off your bars, we don't do that here. Spirit Walker's Grace lets you cast while moving for a little bit, but since we already can cast Lightning Bolt while we're moving because we got the glyph, this only really matters for Chain Lightning and Lava Burst, so it is almost useless. Cleanse Spirit is a decurse. Purge removes buffs from enemies, you needed to do some mechanics. Wind Shear is your interrupt, remember that Earth Shock is no longer your interrupt. And Bloodlust is, well, Bloodlust, you know that. Hex is a polymorph, and Bind Elemental is a banish. They are kinda cool, but there's other classes that have it. And finally, Thunderstorm is not only part of your AoE rotation like I explained, but it also generates a small amount of mana, so if you're running low on mana, you can pop it. Now we're gonna break down your totems. For the most part, you will be in a caster group if your raid leader is not an idiot. So your default totem is gonna be Stone Skin for Earth, Searing for Fire, Mana Spring for Water, and Wrath of Air. You may be wondering, why are we not taking Flame Tongue Totem for the spell buff of the party? Well, we got this talent now called Totemic Rat. It gives your Searing Totem the same buff. But there is also, and I think this is the only real complexity in your class, some totems that you wanna use in certain situations. Elemental Resistance Totem gives you a bunch of resistances for fights where there's a lot of AoE spells that you're getting hit by. But you also get this Healing Stream Totem glyph that makes your Healing Stream the same, but with a tiny bit of healing from it, so it's a little better. It's about the same, really the healing is not that much. You got Totem of Tranquil Mind, this is the same as Concentration Aura, it removes the pushback for the casters. It is pretty good for those fights where there is constant AoE damage, as you are gonna get more DPS. Wind Fury Totem is just in case you are in a melee group. Tremor Totem is a party-wide fear dispeller. Fears are not a common mechanic in Cataclysm anymore, but you are gonna use it sometimes. Earthbind Totem is an AoE slow. You are mostly gonna use it in some heroic dungeons to make your tank job a little easier, and that's it. Stoneclaw Totem is now a small shield with your glyph, so this is one of your only defensives. And Grounding Totem, I should have put this one at first actually. Grounding Totem is gonna absorb an enemy spell, so you should be dropping this one on cooldown if the boss is dropping spells. It is so strong. Now that we covered all the basics, let's go over the gems, okay? We're gonna take Brilliant Inferno Ruby. That's it. Yep, that's it. I mean, after Dragon Soul, you got Brilliant Queen's Garnet. Yeah, you gotta take it into consideration, and you only take that one. Yeah, that's the only one you take forever. For professions, you have more flexibility, as all the professions in this list are identical or near identical gain of 80 intellect with their bonuses, so take any of these in the list and you're gonna be fine. Now for consumables, our food is gonna be the Severed Sagefish Head for intellect, Flask of the Draconic Mind for intellect, and Volcanic Potion for even more intellect. As I said, make sure to drop this one when you drop your bid cooldowns during the Bloodlust phase. And like always, here is a best in slot list of all your enchants. You can check it out in the description. Overall, the Elemental Shaman is one of the best classes in Cataclysm. It is fun, it is brain dead easy, and it is strong. And if you do not want a chain-shaped thunder hitting you in the neck, right in between the two veins in your neck, that part, so you better subscribe and join the Discord, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.